Admiral Davis stared at the holographic display, his weathered face illuminated by the soft blue glow of alien star systems. 3 months since first contact. 3 months since humanity discovered they were not alone. 3 months of running. Status report, he commanded, voice steady despite the tension in the room. Commander Reed approached, datapad in hand. The Vanguard fleet has pursued us through 4 systems now, sir. They're still gaining. Davis nodded, unsurprised. The aliens, who called themselves the Ascendancy, possessed technology centuries beyond Earth's capabilities. Their ships were faster, their weapons more powerful, their shields impenetrable to human armaments. And the colonists. Evacuation of Outpost 7 is nearly complete. The last transport leaves in 40 minutes. Another retreat. Another abandonment of hard-won territory. Humanity had spent 2 centuries expanding outward from Earth, establishing colonies on 17 worlds. Now they were losing them one by one. We cannot keep running forever, Davis muttered, more to himself than to Reed. Sir, High Command transmitted new orders. They want us to split the fleet, try to draw the Vanguard away from the civilian evacuation corridors. Davis turned away from the display. A sacrifice play. Yes, sir. In the 3 months since the Ascendancy had appeared at the edges of human space, they had made their intentions perfectly clear. Humans were to be subjugated or exterminated. No negotiation, no mercy. No explanation beyond a simple declaration that lesser species had no right to expand beyond their birth worlds. On Earth, Dr. Anna Miller worked frantically in her laboratory beneath the Rocky Mountains. As the foremost xenobiologist on the planet, she had been given all available data on the Ascendancy, tissue samples from fallen warriors, fragments of their technology, recordings of their communications. What makes them so different? She whispered, peering through her microscope at alien cellular structures. The Ascendancy physically resembled bipedal felines, with dense musculature and reflexes that made human soldiers appear to move in slow motion by comparison. But it wasn't just biology that gave them their edge. Their entire civilization was built around the concept of predation. Their language had 14 different words for hunt, but none for compromise. Their religion centered on the divine right to pursue and consume. Their technology focused almost exclusively on weapons, propulsion, and detection. They were perfect predators who had evolved on a world that rewarded only the strongest. Anna's assistant, Tom, entered the lab with fresh coffee. Any breakthroughs? She straightened, rubbing her tired eyes. Maybe. Look at these neurotransmitter readings. They're unlike anything I've ever seen. Their brains are constantly flooded with chemicals similar to our adrenaline, but they don't burn out. They live in a perpetual state of heightened aggression. That explains their relentlessness, Tom said. Yes, but it might also be their weakness. Anna pulled up a simulation on her computer. What happens to a predator that can never stop hunting? That knows nothing but the chase. Admiral Davis watched as the smaller vessels of his fleet broke formation, racing toward distant jump points. The remainder, mostly larger, slower ships, maintained course toward the rendezvous point where they would make their last stand. Message from Earth Command, sir, called the communications officer. Priority Alpha. Davis accepted the transmission. The face of General Morgan, her military commander, appeared on screen. Admiral, we've received Dr. Miller's analysis. Implement protocol reversal immediately. Authentication code Sierra November 942. Davis blinked in surprise. Sir, protocol reversal hasn't been field tested. The simulations show only a 30% chance off. Those are your orders, Admiral. Earth out. The screen went dark. Davis stood motionless for several seconds, then turned to his crew. All ships, new formation. Battle Group Alpha will continue retreat as planned. Battle Group Bravo, full stop and power down all systems except life support and emergency thrusters. Commander Reed stared at him. Sir, we're just going to wait for them. Not exactly. Davis pulled up the tactical display. We're going to change the nature of this engagement. The Ascendancy evolved to pursue. They understand nothing else, so we're going to stop being prey. 3 days later, the Ascendancy Vanguard emerged from hyperspace to find a portion of the human fleet apparently disabled, drifting in space. As predicted, they moved in for the kill. What they didn't expect was for the human ships to suddenly accelerate toward them at emergency thrust. For the first time, humans were the hunters. The Ascendancy ships hesitated, their formations breaking apart in confusion. Their tactics, their technology, their very biology had been optimized for pursuit, not for being pursued. As Davis watched the battle unfold, he knew they wouldn't win, not today. The technology gap was too great, but the chaos in the enemy fleet confirmed Dr. Miller's theory. The Ascendancy were psychologically unprepared to be on the defensive. All ships execute tactical jumps, target pattern Omega. The human vessels disappeared from normal space, only to reappear moments later behind, above, below, and to all sides of the Ascendancy formation. No longer fleeing in a predictable direction, but surrounding their hunters. The predators had become the prey. 6 months later, Dr. Miller stood before the United Earth Council, presenting her findings. The Ascendancy evolved on a world of endless resources but constant danger. Their entire civilization developed around the concept of the hunt. They pursue, they capture, they consume. They have no concept of defense because they've never needed it. She advanced her presentation to show the modified human ships now being deployed throughout the frontier. By adapting our tactics to directly counter their psychology, we've managed to slow their advance. Each time we turn and fight instead of fleeing, it creates confusion in their command structure. A counselor raised his hand, but we still can't match their technology. Not yet, Anna agreed, but we've bought ourselves time, and more importantly, we discovered their fundamental weakness. They cannot adapt to being pursued because their world never taught them how. Earth did. She smiled grimly. Our planet created wolves and rabbits, hawks and sparrows, sharks and minnows. We understand both sides of the predator-prey relationship because we've lived both. Humans have been hunters and hunted throughout our evolutionary history. This world, Earth, cultivates pursuers and the pursued. The Ascendancy knows only one half of that equation, and that's why, given time, we will win.